part 2 of the email blast how-to video. First video showed you how to create the email blast in build out. Second video, we are going to show you how to import export it to Mailjet. So one thing I didn't mention in the first video is you gotta save your email. So when you're at the part here, let's go ahead and click on it real quick. At this part, when you got everything ready here in the system, then you want to go ahead and click save as draft to get you to this part. So we go back in here once we save it as a draft so we don't lose it. You're going to log into your Mailjet. You'll have, we'll put in a template in there to help you create your future blasts. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that existing template, we'll use this one for example, and duplicate it. And the reason why we duplicate it is because these templates have certain codes that we're going to need to insert, and it just makes it easier to do it that way. So I'm going to go ahead and change the name here to Dairy Queen Osceola, Wisconsin. Contact lists, you're going to have various contact lists that you're going to want to send this to. You can add them later, but I'm going to first send this to my all principals contact list. And then we're going to go to design email. Now when you go to design email, if you don't have any familiarity with HTML, it's going to be Chinese to you, because basically we're not editing anything here. We're going to be editing everything here in the code. So one of the first things you're going to edit is you're going to edit this line right here before you do anything. This is going to be your highlights. So let me go ahead and, so for mine, I'm going to do, low price point. What else is one of my highlights? Low price point. Let me go back to this thing. Upside potential and owner user opportunity are going to be mine. So upside, I'm going to say significant upside and owner user opportunity. And I'll explain to you guys where that goes in a second. So you change those first, and once you've got those changed, we're gonna go ahead and start and go back to build out. And now we need to get our code for the email that we created. So in order to get that code, we click on these arrow/arrow here. And then we've got our code. Now we can't edit this code here in build out. So what we do is we copy it to clipboard. And then we're going to take it over to our Mailjet. And now we put it in our Mailjet over the existing code, starting at right here. So starting at line 17, the first part here is for this, to insert this line into the header, and then our code is going to start here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to want to wipe out this code first. Remember, you're at line 16. And you're going to want to wipe out the code down until you get to a certain point, because we're going to need to insert this into our email here at the bottom. So you're going to want to get to right here where our prime net lease address ends. And then you're going to want to essentially delete everything before that. So now we've got this, and we've got it up to our unsublink. Actually, 1 second. I think I took out too much of it. I did take out too much of it. So you can start right before the address. So we'll start before the address and then we'll go back to line 16 and delete all that. Now it's good to put a couple spaces in to kind of tell yourself where we're at. And then as you can see, it pretty much wiped the entire email. But when I paste our code in from build out, you'll see our brand new email comes in here nicely. So the first thing we have to do is we have to go down here to the end and we need to take this unsubscribe code out of here. And the way we do that is we're gonna go ahead and right at this dash slash or arrow slash a slash, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna copy this entire portion from this to this. And we're gonna take that and we're gonna pop it right into our email here. And as you can see, it gave us this email has now been sent to this. Click here to unsubscribe. So once you add that, you go back down here and you remove this portion so we don't have a double. And now you can see our email is nice and clean. Okay, now to make edits on the actual email itself, you shouldn't really be making many edits. There is one that I'm gonna change here, and I'm gonna make this business plus real estate smaller, and then I'm actually going to make this look a little bit cleaner by making all of them line up on this side. So to do these two things, you're gonna have to mess with the HTML code. And feel free to, trial and error on these. Always make sure you send yourself a test email to make sure everything works if you mess around with it. But you can use an HTML reference tag website that shows you the various HTML codes and how you can change them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go, back to MailJet. And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna look for this business plus real estate. So here I have it right here. So as you can see, it's all on the same font size, same line break. So this is gonna take some trial and error because I don't remember this very well myself either. But let's see what happens when I make a change. So font size, we're gonna go to 10. That's not it. So we'll leave that. And make sure we're looking at the right part here. Ah, here we go, sorry. So this is actually where it is. So here we go. So here you see we have font size of 40. So if I change this to 20, you see how it made it smaller right here. So what we're gonna wanna do, we're gonna wanna leave that at 40, but we're gonna want to add a second one, basically copy and paste this and create another one for the business and real estate that we want to change. So I'm gonna click it there. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change this to 20. And now you see that that has gotten much smaller. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and go back to the previous one, make that 60, and then leave that at 20. And that's just adding basically copy and pasting a code and just changing the font size. The next thing I want to do is I want to change the alignment of the highlights. Like I said, this is a little bit of trial and error. So we're going to go down. We can actually also increase the size of our address here. I'm going to make that, 30 is too big. Make that 20. Price, we can make it 35. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to also change this color, copy this color code and place it here so these are both the same colors. Okay. Now we're going down into our highlights. So in the highlights, the alignment, there's a code for it. Best thing to do, you can either search in here or I'm just going to go ahead and Google alignment HTML code. And then it's going to give us probably so justify is the one that we want. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the Mailjet. And so when I put in justify here, it should, justify. Oh, it didn't work. Let's see. Align. We might have to do it for everyone. Justify. Oh, there we go. Oh, so there it is. So justify, you put that in there and now suddenly they're all nice and straight here. And those are pretty much the changes that I'm gonna make. There's nothing else really need to add here. So the next thing we wanna do is we want to preview and test the email. So what we do is we send a test email. Always send it to yourself. You can also preview it here. So the preview, all the links will be live. One second. There we go. The desktop preview. So when someone opens it on their computer, this is what it's going to look like. I don't know why it's not letting me click the links. Let me go check the preview email. So actually there's one thing you have to do here before you send the test email. What you have to do is you have to save my campaign. So you save the campaign. And then also we haven't changed our subject line. So subject line is going to be Dairy Queen Osceola guy, owner, user. Reply to address, you should usually make it your own address. Sender, listings at Prime Net Lease. You can also send it from your own. Either or works. So I'm going to save that. And then I'm going to go up here again to save my campaign. And then I'm going to send another test email because the first one was completely incorrect. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and open this email. And so the email, obviously I have my computer set to dark mode, but the email comes through, the links are all clickable. They open, build out. In that case, they open build out. This one will open the website, this one will open the video if you have one. Everything looks nice and the colors are all matching, looks nice and neat. It got us down here, and then they have the unsubscribe link, if someone's unhappy that they received your email. And that pretty much does it. Now, the one thing I did want to show was what editing that first part of the email really does. So basically it puts the info that's going to be here in the preview line. So as you can see, this is all I put in here. Dairy Queen, owner user opportunity, significant upside. So that's why you put that first part in there. Once you have a successful test email, you can go ahead and click review and send. And then you have an option to send now or to schedule. So what I typically do is I'll go ahead to my principals. I'll go ahead and just click send now. Send now. And then what I always do for the brokers is as soon as I've done that, you can see that email is starting to send here. I'll go ahead and duplicate the email that I just had. I keep everything essentially the same except for here I just type in brokers. So I know that I'm sending it to brokers with this one. And then I'm gonna switch my list to brokers, save. And then with brokers, I don't like sending it to brokers at the same time. I'll usually wait till the following morning. So I'm gonna go ahead and schedule this one. So we're gonna schedule it for tomorrow morning, a good time, brokers right when they get in, about 6 o'clock. So we're gonna go 6:15 a.m. and then schedule, and that will automatically send tomorrow at that time. And that does it. That does it for creating your email. As you can see, we're already sending here 2.3% opens. Of those open, 30% clicks. This one's scheduled, gonna go out tomorrow. And that's how you do an email blast.